Welcome back with Stuff with Dono, everybody, and today we're actually going to be talking about, God damn. Welcome back, everybody, to Stuff with Dono, and I actually want to tell you guys something, or actually go over something on a debate that me and my friend from college actually had. Back in the day when I was in college, I actually had an Empire Mini, and he just got really into paintball around that time, and he got a G4 by Dangerous Power, and me and him kept on having a debate on which one was actually better, which one shot better, which one had the better features, the better packaging, smoother, faster, quieter, better sound, and I actually just want to go over that today. There was a video from years ago from a guy doing a Invert Mini versus a G4 video, and he said the G4 was better. In the end, it is about personal preference. So I can say I like the G4. Similar people might say the Mini. I may like the Mini. Similar people might say the G4. But I'm actually going to go over on why I like the Mini or the Axe over the G4 or G5. So let's go over a few features with the G4. Today I just have the G4 and I also have my Empire Axe. Unfortunately, I do not have a G5 or an Invert Mini in front of me right now, so I'm just kind of gonna go through basically like G4 versus an Invert Mini. Just gonna pretend that my Axe is a Mini. So let's go over the G4 first. So the G4 is like more of a, I want to say, beginner marker. It has a nice feel in the hands. It's small, but it's not big. It has a nice, I think it's a 14-inch barrel. It comes in excellent colors. It has eyes. It's a spool valve marker. It also comes with a on-off ASA. It does have a macro line. It has a nice micro switch trigger, and a clamping feed neck. So I actually went over a few days ago or a few weeks ago common problems with the G5 or G5/G4 actually. With the G4, you actually get like a leaking through the macro line, and it's an easy fix. Right when you actually start playing with it a little bit, it'll actually start going away. But it's not a massive thing, but you know, it's still a common problem. The next thing was the bolt stick. So I actually also went over in the other video on how to fix that as well, or potentially fix it. But another thing I actually did not like about the G4 when my buddy got it is that you needed an Allen key to take out the bolt. So the micro switch trigger at the time when I actually had the Mini, I didn't like. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't all that into it as I am now. But it shot okay. I just didn't like the macro line. The on-off ASA was actually great. I love the lever instead of like the Bob Long twist, or even some Planet Eclipse when you actually had to turn it, or just like the E1. The foregrip or the reg, I don't know. It just doesn't have that proper grip. If I actually had like an Exalt grip on it or anything like that, then it would actually be fantastic, but you can actually hold it anyway. It doesn't have that little bullet sticking out like a G6R or an Ego. So there are a few upgrades on this, but I just got the Tech T-Bolt. It actually prevented bolt stick a little bit better. It does feel great in the hands. Okay, so let's go on to a Invert Mini, or in this case, a Empire Axe. So with the Axe/Mini, it does come with a 12-inch barrel. It comes with a nice clamping V-neck. The D-dents are a little bit more accessible than the G4. The Mini actually comes with like a magnet breakaway trigger. Most people actually didn't like it, but I love the Mini. I absolutely love the Mini just because of that trigger, because you can just rip really fast with that trigger. So the Mini actually doesn't come with a on-off ASA. It's upgradable, of course, for like $60, but it is a little bit more of a pain in the ass just to get that tank, and you're reefing right on that tank just to destroy the threads and everything. So with the Mini as well, you can't actually take out the bolt like you can with the axe. There's usually a screw underneath here that you have to take out, and then the bolt comes out. It doesn't fly out. You have to just kind of press it on the bolt through the feed neck. The Mini is LED just like the G4, but something I really do like, this is also a poppet instead of a spool. Usually when I'm actually comparing markers, it's usually supposed to be poppet versus poppet or spool versus spool. I don't tend to like to do poppet versus spool, so in this video, since most people are comparing G4, G5, and Empire Mini and Axe, I am just going to be doing a poppet versus spool. So the board on here is actually upgradable. Right now I do have the red line board, so it's the OLED screen. When I actually did have my Mini, it was also upgraded just so it can be comparable to the G4 back in the day. Something I really do like about the Empire Mini and Empire Axe is that it's actually tunable. So you can actually lower the pressure. I wouldn't put it anywhere high or any way higher. I wouldn't put it anywhere past 200 psi. But you can actually make it smoother. You can make it more air efficient, as you cannot do that with the G4. With the Axe or Mini, you can actually, there are actually tons of bolts for this thing instead of just the Tech T bolt. You can actually change out the spring. You can polish the poppet, which will actually, you can, lower the dwell. There's just so many things that you can actually do with a Axe or a Mini. So that is actually just the main reason why I actually like the Mini and the Axe is just they're so upgradable, they're so tuner friendly. If you really want to get into tuning your markers, then that's what you would actually get, is a Mini or an Axe. So what other features? Another big thing. With spool markers, they actually tend to not work during the winter time or in the colder season. I do live in Canada, so it does get pretty cold. It can get to minus 20 degrees Celsius around there, around February. And so this G4, whether it's a Tech T bolt or a stock bolt, it will not work whatsoever. As for the Axe or the Mini, it will work in any condition. It can be cold, it can be hot, it can be rainy. It doesn't matter. The Mini and the Axe will work. So that's actually one of the biggest things I actually like about the Mini and the Axe. Most people also don't like the feel of the Mini just because on how small. Well, it's called a Mini for a reason. So that's just one of the things I like about the Mini, is that I can actually do long or small. That just sounds wrong. Okay, so that pretty much sums it up. The G4 is still fairly kicky, but you can't really tune it unless you actually change the dwell, and that's not very helpful because it works fine stock on dwell. It's not extremely efficient. It does come with the on-off ASA, a micro switch trigger. The bolt is just 2 parts, which is actually pretty easy maintenance. For the money, I'd say it's worth it for a beginner marker. For the Mini, it is a little bit more expensive, I believe, than the G4. But with the upgrades on it, you can tune it. It works during the winter. It's just almost unlimited on what you can actually do. Especially with the new Mini GS or the Axe Pro, the Mini GS is just fantastic. I used to own a Mini. I upgraded the crap out of it. It was just an excellent marker. So I think that's about it. Conclusion: the G4 is a great marker. The G5 is a great marker. It's just, I think I prefer the Mini just because I can tune it more. I can make it efficient as hell. I think the Mini GS got like 10 pods, as the G4 I think got 6 or something like that. So I definitely prefer the Mini, especially if you can make it smoother and still efficient as hell. I love the upgrades on it. I love even just the plain simple milling on it, I love it. I love the feels of the Mini and the Axe. I love how it shoots. I love the tuning ability. I just love everything about the Mini and the Axe. The G4, don't get me wrong, still a great marker. It's just I prefer a Mini. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys actually have any questions, feel free to email me at donohudson@gmail.com. If you guys want me to make a video on your answer, just ask me and I certainly will. Maybe within a day or two, kind of depending on how busy I am. Other than that, thank you guys very much for watching.